Hello Yu-Gi-Oh fans, Matt here, and welcome to an updated deck profile for Aromages. Now using Lose One Turn, thanks to Catherine and Asian Eyes with their video. A link will be in the description. And yes, so we now know that you don't need to special summon in this deck to make it amazing, and yes, it's been changed to show that. So first, Bergamot. It's been cut down to 1 now, because you don't need to use Bergamot that much, but she's amazing beta and you can easily get out with Lone Fire Blossom. So yeah, she can go up to generally 3900 attack as the weakest way of getting her up, to be honest. Well, yeah, I think that is the weakest, or second weakest actually. I think 34 is the weakest. Then we got Aromage Rosemary. When your life points are higher, you can't respond with monster effects until the end of the damage step when she attacks, so any plant monster attacks. And once per turn, when you gain life points, you can tag or face-up monster on the field and change its battle position. This is during either player's turn by the looks of things. May get a better wording in the TCG when they're released here, but they seem to work in both players' turns, so we're going to go with that. Next is Kanaga. It's a pseudo giant Trunade, because when you gain life points, you can tag one spell trap on the opponent controls and return to the hand, which is always nice. And while your life points are higher, all monsters your opponent controls lose 500, and that's cumulative. So if you have 3 Kanagas, that's 1500 less attack on their monsters. So even the 1400 beta can be very good. Then 2 Lone Fire. I don't like 3 Lone Fire in this because I don't want to special summon that much, because we have Lose One Turn and it's just, there's not much to really target. What will I really want to get out? Bergamot maybe? Rosemary or Jasmine? Probably not going to get Kanaga out. Usually you go for Jasmine to set up plays for drawing. Need to sort my draw engine. This deck requires setup. It's not going to be instant 1 turn kill. It needs a setup. Next is Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, or also known as Yuki Usagi. An amazing card in the UK. It is 40 quid. So if it doesn't go down by April, and I mean August, I'm going to be using Psychic Commander in real life as a substitute, but I will not be able to go into Age of Weaving with that. But yes, she's an amazing hand trap that is showing her power. Just to go briefly into her effects, during either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated on the field, or when effects of a face-up spell trap card is activated, you can send this from your hand or from the field to the graveyard to destroy that card. It doesn't negate the effect, but it does destroy it. So it can stop the effects of Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon in the Pendulum Zone, or stop Lila, Light Swan Sorceress, because they won't be able to resolve, because they need to destroy themselves or switch battle positions in order to resolve their effect. Things that have to resolve on the field, this kills so much. And it's a level 3 Psychic Tuner, so emergency teleports, amazing. Then we go into Jasmine, our draw mechanic, because when you gain life points, you draw 1 card. That's once per turn only, but not once per turn for just Jasmine. So you can have 3 Jasmines and draw 3 cards. And while your life points are higher than your opponent's, you can normal summon 1 additional plant type monster except Jasmine. So you can get a Rosemary, use Aroma Garden, and switch Jasmine to defense, which is always a nice play. Okay, onto the spells. 1 Reijeki, because it's Reijeki. 3 Terraforming, because you really need your field spell. 3 Pause Duality, taking out the Ancient Leaf now, and using Duality, because you don't really need Leaf, because it always turns out to be a dead draw, but it's still an amazing card, and probably will get a bit of hype when the Aromages do come out. But yeah, Duality allows us to get a better sense of what we can get in our deck. Next is tripled E-Telly to get out Yuki Usagi for Ancient Sacred Weaving plays, or go into number 49, which I don't always advise going into, but it's situational. You still gain life points with Fortune Tune, so if you don't have Solemn Wishes or the Refreshing Wind or even Aroma Garden, it can allow you to use your Aromage effects. And then triple Aroma Garden, essential in the deck, because once per turn, if you control Aroma monster, you gain 500 life points, and all monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense until the end of the opponent's next turn. and this effect remains on the field even if this card leaves the field. And you can use 3 of them in one turn, gain 1500 attack and 1500 life points, and gain at least 1 each of your effects depending on which Aromage you've got on the field. So it's always amazing. And if an Aromage monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you gain like 1000 life points. And that's not once per turn, so that's lovely. I think it's not once per turn. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's once per turn, so that's nice. And then traps, bottomless trap all, essential, and vanity also essential in decks. I haven't put Solomon to this, I probably should do, but I haven't found space to actually put him in. 2 draining shield, I've took down 1 draining shield for lose 1 turn because there's not much I wanted to take out. But Draining Shield in this deck is phenomenal because it can work very well with Jasmine to protect her when she's in attack mode, or with Rosemary, or even with Parching Wind, which is amazing in this deck as well. Next, Vanity Emptiness, as you know, and Lose 1 Turn, the new card that we are using in the UK. This is 25 quid, so 20 to 25 quid. It's just amazing. Activate only if you control no special summon monsters, so you can't use it if you've used Lone Fire and have that monster still out of the field. But if you don't, and you've used it, best way to use this is on turn 1. It stops your Synchro and Exceed plays, but it's not going to really hurt you that much. The effects of all special summon monsters are negated until the end of the turn that they are summoned. And if an effect monster is special summoned in attack position, it is switched to defense position, which is always good. Very much a weaker skill drain, but more tactical in your deck than skill drain will be. You can't take in skill drain into every deck like Tellers, but you can take in like lose 1 turn, and it won't hurt you as much. Well, not as much, but skill drain stops you completely. Lose 1 turn momentarily stops you. This will kill your Senjus if they use special summoning, but they're not special summoning, they're normal summoning, so it doesn't work. Okay, on to Parching Wind. Parching Wind is an essential card in this deck as well. If you gain life points, you can tag on one face of a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. It doesn't have to be don't have to have an Aromage monster on the field, or even use a Aroma Garden. You can just gain it through Solemn Wishes and start clearing the field. Its second effect is not as commonly used. If you control an Aroma monster and your life points are at least 3,000 higher than your opponent's, you can pay life points equal to the difference and destroy face-up monsters your opponent controls whose attack is the total attack or less than equal to the amount of life points paid. So it's a mass field remover like Regikai, but I have yet to use that effect. Okay, 2 Solemn Wishes, because Solemn Wishes is amazing. You can put in Max C into this deck, because the amount of draws with the amount of Solemn Wishes can make your life points unescalable. And 2 Refreshing Wind to come back with. It's the searcher for the deck, but I don't really need to search much of the Aroma monsters, to be honest. So I don't really need it at 3. You can pay 1000 life points to add 1 Aroma monster from your deck to your hand, and if your life points are less than your opponent's, you can gain 500 life points, which is on either player's turn, so you can come back very much. Next, onto the extra deck. 149, because that gives you life points and makes a little bit of a wall. 1 Levia, the Sea Dragon, in case your Aramages were banished with Bottomless Trap All. Rank Falls, Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, because it's Exciton. 1 Castell is Castell. Highland Draco, because it gains protection from Aroma Garden. And number 101, Silent Lark, because it's Silent Lark. No real need to explain these 3. Into Synchros, we have Samsara, Dragon of Rebirth, because I want to resurrect my Jasmine. And Catasta as a strong defensive monster, well, technically defensive because it can destroy anything that attacks it that's non-dark. But I am thinking maybe putting in Armides, as Armides is a great card. Onto Synchros, Queen of Thorns to weaken my opponent, because each player must pay 1000 life points to normal or special summon a non-plant monster from their hand. So it doesn't stop your Synchro plays, and you're unlikely to normal summon anything that is non-plant except Yukisagi, but usually you would summon that through Emergency Teleport. So this doesn't really hurt you as much as it will hurt your opponent, and not once per turn. So if you go against your Senjus and they have a whole hand to summon, that's 5,000 life points off them unless they stop it. Then on to Goyo Guardian, because Goyo Guardian is great and it's one of the best level 6 synchros. On to level 7s, 5 level 7s here. One is Ancient Sacred Weaving. It's an amazing card in this deck, perfect to go off with Yuki, Saji and Rosemary when you have higher life points. It can make instant OTKs. There is a video on my channel showing 20,600 Ancient Sacred Weaving play. Well, it's a replay, but it was amazing. It requires one light tuner, so that's why you can use essentially this deck, and if you go into a more budget version you cannot use it because the only other Psychic tuner that you can special summon that way through Emergency Teleport is Psychic Commander, so it won't be as effective with Ancient Sacred Weaving, or you'd have to just go into a bit of a weaker one. I think there are like Psychic tuners, but I can't think of the ones right now. So yeah, the rest of the effects, while your life points are higher than the opponent's, this monster gains a difference, and while your life points are lower, this monster loses attack, and when this monster is destroyed by battles into the graveyard, you can pay 1,000 life points to special summon it back, and that's not just once per turn. So it does make a solid wall. You may lose life points, but it makes a solid wall. Then Ancient Fairy Dragon to destroy your own garden and gain 1,000 life points, so that's always good, and you can special summon your monsters from your hand at the cost of your battle phase, so that's always good too. Black Rose Dragon to nuke the field, and you can use his second effect in this deck because we have plants in our graveyard. Its second effect, which is not as common, once per turn you can move from play one plant type from your graveyard to change one defense position monster your opponent controls to attack position and reduce attack to 0. So it is 2,400 damage there. Then Dark Strike Fighter, I am thinking of removing him to put in, well, when we get a confirmation that this is going to be usable in TCG, to put in Moonlight Rose Dragon, the alternative version of Black Rose Dragon, when it's special summoned or level 5 or higher monster is special summoned to the opponent's side of the field. You can target one special summon monster your opponent controls and return that target to the hand, which is always amazing. You can only use each effect once per turn. So yeah, that's a great card. But we still got Dark Strike Fighter to go in for the final end burning, because you contribute one monster during your main phase. You contribute main phase 1, I should say. You contribute one monster, inflict damage equal to its level times 200. So you can contribute Dark Strike Fighter and inflict 1,400 damage, which is quite good still. And finally, Yazzie, as Yazzie can't be targeted, so that's always nice. That's mainly the only thing I keep him for. You can destroy itself to destroy one card your opponent controls, but I would only use that in dire situations. And as I said, for a budget, if you're going to go budget with this deck, and it's going to be a budget deck, hopefully, because Red Eyes is more likely the one people want to build from Clash of Rebellions. So Psychic Commando probably will be the one you'll have to use. I'll just quickly search for Psychic tuners, clear that. Monster Light Psychic. Sorry about this, just want to show you another option you could use. It's different level, obviously. We'll search. You can't use that, So you could go in you can't use What Chick Fighter because it's not a tuner. You can't use Mind Protector. You can use Usagi, but it's very pricey. And you can't use Mind Master because that's banned. So yeah, it isn't a light tuner you could go for in a budget deck, so you can't use Ancient Sacred Weaving. You can still bring out Psychic Commander and go into a synchro for Black Rose Dragon, or Ancient Fairy Dragon, or Dark Strike Fighter, or Yazzie. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. I'll be doing another set of duels with this deck either later on in the week or next week, and I probably will come back to it when they get further support or further changes to the deck. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please comment below if there's any deck suggestions or anything you would like to see on my channel. And yeah, Matt Durant, signing out.